Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean... No, there's no way around it. Hey.
The tablet glows. See? I am the true Fortin heir. Bear witness. I have been slandered. Oh, Eliu's beard, at last. Do you believe me now, you ink-fingered quill jockey?
Yes, I must trust the evidence of my own eyes. The tablet glows, which means you are heir to the Fortin legacy.
Wonderful. Where can I get my inheritance?
Right here. This is what old Fortin bequeathed you. This scroll was passed into my safekeeping by my predecessor.
That was unexpected.
Don't look at me like that. The legacy of the wealthiest nobleman in all Floster amounts to a single scroll. I don't know what's written inside. It's never been unsealed.
A scroll? What am I to do with a scroll? Mother never mentioned anything like this. She used to tell me all kinds of tales about my father. They always concerned his vast wealth and noble character. She never mentioned a penchant for cruel tricks.
It's a bit early yet to despair.
A penchant.
Read it before deciding you've been tricked.
The Great River? The lake? These words I can't even pronounce. I bet you're a deft hand at these continental riddles of yours. It's a trick. Or,
I know what you mean, War Master Khan.
hold on. You helped me once already. Tell me you won't abandon me now.
It's like there's too much emphasis of getting it out to be very clear and precise, very nicely enunciated, and no chance of blending of sounds. Forsooth, there art an orc in yon window. Yeah. Like someone told me, I haven't looked it up. I'm sure you could if you really wanted to. But apparently Ivar here is voiced by the same voice actor that did Geralt in The Witcher.
Is the Dwarven Quarter here?
Yes. Don't be afraid. Come in. We're not gonna hurt you. We live in peace with Flosterians. And with puny humans in general. Unlike them.
Puny humans? What do you mean?
I don't mean anything bad. The Count of Regern, do you know of him? The one called Maurice? We thought we'd never be able to live in peace with him, so we moved. After all, King Demir once moved to those lands, and dwarven families have lived here for a long time. By the way, have you met them?
Who? Mr. Cockle. I don't know his name. But I'm thinking like it's very, the delivery is very wooden. And I sort of wonder if last year's sort of lockdowns had anything to do with that, because obviously you can still do voice acting if you set up a small you don't need a fully soundproof booth. If you do it in a room, you just do it at a quiet stage and have some sound deadening stuff. But it feels like it's done, all the lines were like they're read clearly and he voices it well, but it's like there's no direction, no that to and fro in dialogue. And that's usually when you end up with wooden lines, because it's almost like you're not responding to someone, you're just reading out your line and someone else is just reading out their line. Whereas when you have voice actors usually reading back and forth off each other, they're able to put that, just a tiny little bit of that conversational emotion and feel to it. Oh, Doug Cockle, yeah? Yeah, and like I said, nothing against the voice actor. Like, his lines are perfectly fine. It just feels like there's no direction behind them. Someone saying, no, just put a little bit of oomph in it, or a bit of sadness here, or pause after this word, and think about the second half of the sentence, And you're definitely not going to get that without having... and it takes a lot more money. If you want to take someone's voice acting lines, like, you need to read with them so that they can read with you. And it's usually where you want the actors reading against each other and almost doing it in a fluid sort of thing. it sounds like the current thing of YouTube ads. I think the one right now, the Husk knife, is the one that comes to mind. But there's a bunch of them where they're digital voice acting, trying to sell something because it's coming out of Asian countries where they're using the digital English voice because, well, it appeals to English ears or English-speaking ears. They can put a deeper tone on it and have it, read out clearly to sell stuff, which is what you want to do. If you want to try and sell something, people need to be able to understand it. But when you hear them, all the sentences, like the sentences make sense, they sound fine, but there's just something to it that tweaks your ear to go, it just doesn't sound natural. Because we don't talk in a monotone. And usually you think of the monotone drawl of like the maths teacher that says, please turn to page 24, students. If you'll see here on line 3, there's a misprint. Like that's what you think when you think monotone. But when you have a regular pitched voice with a bit of, that's not soft and mumbly, has a bit of presence and projection, it's, that when you get a monotone one of those, that's really off-putting. But you might not hear it straight away. You just know something's wrong. It's like an uncanny valley sort of thing. Anyway, I still like that it's all voice acted, so I don't have to read. Except for the books. We'll read the books. Where's my Panz books, people? The story of Vika the Dwarf, Gudbjorg the Virago, and Yoladen Stone, Part 3. Upon returning home, Vika did not immediately go to Gudbjorg. He decided to eat, drink, and rest until spring. And on one day of the vernal equinox, he embedded the Yoladen fragment into the haft of his axe and went to see Gudbjorg. Now I am much stronger, and I ask for the honor of a rematch, he said. Gudbjorg agreed. They fought again for 3 days and 3 nights, and neither could gain the upper hand. However, at the end of the 3rd night, Gudbjorg stopped, sheathed her sword, and said, "You have defeated me, Vika. I am ready to be your faithful wife." The wedding took place the following summer. Vika and Gudbjorg lived together for 40 years and 6 days. And Vika never once mentioned the fragment of the Yoladen stone. At his 3rd grandson's wedding, Vika took a sip of ale and finally told his wife that the Yoladen stone helped him win the fight. Gudbjorg also took a sip of ale and replied, "The witch Steinum is my aunt, and she told me about the Yoladen stone after she'd sent you on your way. But even if you hadn't gotten the stone, I would have allowed you to defeat me because I fell in love with your brave eyes and well-groomed beard." After that, they lived for another 20 years and died on the same day. When you're working, yeah, that's the thing. Like, so there's 2 complaints that the 2 most common complaints you get back from voice lines is the biggest one is unclear sound, and it's makes sense. You want to be able to understand what people are saying and hear it. But the problem is the clearer you speak, and the more enunciation you might put on your verbose language, you end up speaking like someone from Downton Abbey, which works if, that sort of upper class Victorian British sitcom or satire is what you're producing. Nice. Okay, we can top up our... we can replace our berserkers and we can top up our flamethrowers. I'm really tempted to get bear riders for the taunt, but oh, I'm getting a cramp. Oh, what's going on there? All right. I think even if they hadn't toned it down, if they said, "Look, just do Geralt," and have at it, I think it would have ended up the same, because you need to have someone else reading the conversational part to you. Do it for the meme? No. Meme can be costly. And the berserkers are pretty freaking awesome. Especially when they end up against giants. Because you, like, if you can get them enraging against giants, they do 50% more against giants and then 50% there, and the crits through the roof. Oh. Because of all my stuff, and I'm thinking about getting that 20% crit one, so I can have a 72% chance to crit. All right, I think we're gonna go. Oh man, but I need 35k. I don't have 30. Oh, I could sell stuff. I'll go to a different vendor.
Halt! Come no closer, or I'll cave in your skull like a rotten squash.
Easy, friend. I'm no guardsman. What's your name?
Ah, I see. You know, the locals are horribly abusive. They think us dwarves are dangerous savages. I'm Jarl Ogun of Angerborg.
Us dwarves are dangerous
We came here
savages.
from Rigern on the trail
That's
of
why
an
they think
escaped
that.
criminal named Rugar. If only these southern weaklings would stop interfering.
Why are you so certain this criminal is hiding in Floster?
Our merchants reported spotting Rugar near the city. They say he's gone to ground somewhere nearby. All we want is to scour the area, capture the runaway, and head back home. But wherever we show ourselves, the king's men beset us. If it happens again, there will be a glorious carnage. Ha!
Wait, Ogun. I always prefer negotiation to carnage.
No, you don't.
Let me find Rugar for you.
The sooner you do, the better for the humans. Don't make us wait. Or by the iron gods, I'll give them a battle to shiver the earth and tremble the heavens. Engaging the dwarves of Angerborg in battle would be a dire mistake. I hope the locals understand that.
As someone who's seen more than his share of battle, I agree.
Dwarves are blessed
was
with
almost
the
offended.
patience of a stone. However, Buckdoor's warriors are getting bored. I am certain they would join you for a price. My dwarves follow the path of the iron gods. They seek battle, triumph, glory. Not like those humans.
If they need a
Thank
price,
you,
they're obviously
Jarl.
not bored
That
enough.
might come in handy.
Humans.
Well,
No
we'll
need
pay
to
them.
look up to them. Mjolnir was right. We need to burn the city.
Humans,
Only
no
then
need to
will
look
they
up for
listen
them.
to us.
Well, there's
Don't
there's
get
there's one
carried
need
away,
to look up to
Jarl.
them.
If Ogun
Ugh.
gives a command, we will burn.
We will wait for that command forever. It's time to join the units outside.
Loot, 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 loot. It has been good having... Oh, I've got another painting.
It appears art has fallen out of favor with the residents of Floster.
Need two more paintings.
Your devices seem to be playing up.
What's wrong with them?
Book. Panz
See for yourself.
book.
The hands are slow.
Phlegius's Chronicles on King Maximus's Wars. Sir Reynolds' Brave Deed. Part 7. Disguised by Nevada's spell, Reynold and his soldiers got very close to the immortal warlord, but Farouk, Panz being distrustful sort, always feared his fellows conspiring against him. He grew suspicious and fled along the dry riverbed of the Mahanandi, but Reynold was swift in his pursuit and cast a spear that penetrated Farouk's back, as well as his rotted husk of a horse, and even the ground beneath, causing the animal to stumble. Farouk was thrown from the saddle. Then Reynolds smashed Farouk with his hammer until the immortal leader was little more than dust and chips of bone. Inspired by this example, Reynolds' soldiers slew many of the Sorcerer King's fellows. I guess that's one way of dealing with someone who's immortal. Just smash them into dust. They'll still be alive, but what does it matter? And here's all the bone armor and the archmage robes and gloves and staffs. Belt of the sun. Oh, the necromancer's gear. All good things. Anyway, I would like for you to purchase my rubbish. Blocks. Mighty fire spirit is imprisoned in this sword, but how can it be awakened? Might hold on to that then. Oops. Oh well. Probably won't need it. For anyone wondering why I'm selling items individually, is there's currently a bug where you only get paid for one item in each stack when it sells the stacks, if you do sell all. You need to sell all of them individually down to one, and then you can hold to sell trash. You could sell the whole stack if it's full, but there's also a weird bug with the cursor, so it's easier just to sell them down to having one copy and then hold to sell trash. There we go. What do you have for sale, my good sir? Oh, you look like you've got all the good stuff. Dragon axe. Rank 3 stone skin at the beginning of battle. Oh, that sounds like better. The dwarven gear sounds pretty good. So the Dragon Scale stuff, all leadership and armor. Right, the Legate stuff is armor and... Oh, there's Legate chest. Oh, man, okay. Rank 3 stone skin's pretty good. I want to know what the rank 3 dispersion does, though. But I like the damage coming out of that, the Legate's thing. I've already got the Legate's gauntlets. Wonder if I get these from anywhere else. Like, we haven't bought any of the Legate's gear. We bought the head. Fine crystal ring? No. Nope. +5 dodge, +5 to dwarves. I'm very curious if I want to buy that stuff. How many Legate pieces are there? Boots, gauntlets, belt, the helm, the armor, and the axe. have to drop the +1 power move. That's almost fine. As for the... that would be replaced with the chance for an extra attack. I almost want to buy the gear. And then we'll have the set gear. Oh, what was that? That's the amulet of... an amulet. I don't think there's a Legate's amulet, was there? What do we think we get? We get the Legate stuff, or we get the extra crit chance? What's my crit chance at the moment? 27. We go up to 47. But then the Legate stuff has... oh, I think that's got the same crit anyway. Whoa, tough call. Plus I don't know if we're going to earn any of the Legate pieces from anywhere. Speak to you in a second, Fillmore. Philippe. Oh, you've got... what do you got? Just scrolls. Oh. You guys so careless, just leaving a barrel of gold lying around in your garden. Nice. Alright, Fillmore.
It's you. Such joy. Take this. Take it now.
Tea's empty.
What are you carrying on about, old man? Do we know each other?
I'm so excited. I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Fillmore, a mage and a historian from the Artisanian Academy. And you, fortuitously, happen to meet certain criteria.
Fillmore of Artisania. Slow down. What criteria?
Yes, of course. I'll explain. I was heading the Academy's expedition to Nagaraja. Our target was the lair of Azivatar the dragon. There, in the dragon's cavern, we found several stone tablets in the language of the Serpentines. Priceless spell tablets. We took them. That turned out to be a rather dire mistake. At sea, Captain Frankos fell possessed along with his sailors. We were beset by a storm, and our ship, the Artel, was wrecked. The survivors grabbed the tablets and scattered. The last one was left back in my cabin.
You get for taking cursed loot, right?
I had realized the tablets were cursed. Then I discovered the remedy. The tablet must be given to someone slandered by the powers that be. Then Azivatar's curse shall be lifted. And now you've appeared.
Let's say you're correct, mage. I'm not foolish enough to accept a cursed artifact.
The curse is on us, marauders. And you received the tablet as a gift. It won't touch you. Moreover, you can find the rest of them. When I was leaving, Frankos spake thus to my back. Find the 4 tablets and bring them to me. I will reward you with the greatest of treasures.
I mean, I do like treasure.
Curious, isn't it? Thank you. I've grown so tired of this burden. Those horrible voices in my head. Since I am a mage, the evil spirits couldn't possess me. My comrades, though, they're dead. Almost all of them.
You raided an ancient tomb and got the obvious result. Why did you even sail there in the first place?
Our academy in Artisania has been studying the ruins of Hemsinkara in rigor. We frequently send expeditions to the shores of that snowy country. Hemsinkara was once the capital, and it holds many secrets from the Age of Dragons. Wondrous secrets. Those tablets might help us uncover those secrets. But they turned out to be stronger than my will. I couldn't protect my friends.
All right. So where do I look for the other tablets, since they're so valuable?
I can still sense them. They're all here to the west of Floster.
They couldn't stray very far from the captain. Frankos awaits them on his ship.
Something tells me he's not human anymore.
Okay, stone tablets. Learn from the witches, so we'll have to go down here at some point. Okay. We're slowly putting a dent in what's left in the world. Like these are the last zones. I thought this was going to be longer, but we still have some quests up here. So we'll be going up to those ones before we head out. We've got this trial as well. And I'm armoring over this gear. Do I want the 20 crit? Or do we want to cast? I want to cast the dispersion. Let's go buy the legate gear. Spend our monies. Alright, dude. I decided we're going to buy. I'm going to be a legate. Oh, look at us. Rank 3 dispersion at the beginning of battle. I fought the fire dudes? I don't know.
I don't understand all
Which fire dudes?
around the city's.
I still have a fight up in here to do. And these ones. But I also have the trial, which is just there, and I'm thinking about going to do that. But I think I'll do the graveyard first. Sandals look so weird. Like, it just seems like such an easy way to take one of these dudes out. He comes running up to you with all the plate armor and all the things and stuff. Just like shove a spear through his foot. Oh, I bought them. Yes, I did.
Told you. It'll be over soon.
Wonder if we can choose where the spell goes off or if it's random. Yeah, I don't even know what the spell is. I haven't found a dispersion rank anything scroll. Hey, Foley.
Oh, you're here too. Mother allows me to hide my letters anywhere I want.
Are you still in love with the prince?
His Highness will forever have a place in my heart, but he's so impossibly far away. And Dano is so lovely.
Is this Dono? Look out, man. She's going to take your soul. Kind of wonder what's going on out here. Oh, we've got that blight fight. That's what that one is. It's all blights. But now that we can buy other guys, I'm kind of okay with it. Hey, horse. I've used that one, yeah. Missed it, Panz. Okay. I had a fight similar to this before. I was like thinking I'd already done this fight, but it's not. They've got two lots of archers. Because our berserkers go first. I think if we berserk them, they're going to go straight there. Hopefully these guys get considered closer since they're more hexes to move to. And hopefully they just straight up just go nuts. Although berserkers do more damage against giants. They would probably just flat out kill them. Which is good because then no stun. No stun is probably important. I think that's the plan. No, it goes on everyone. It's rank 3. Unit receives damage every time it moves, attacks, or spends action points. They just one-shot the giants. Oh man, really? I was really hoping to get that range shot in. Okay, we can get the range shot in there though. Additional turn. Look at the berserkers go. I love it. Oh, dude. You don't even control them after you berserk them. They just work for you. Yeah, they didn't have enough move speed to get somewhere, but still. That's 5 militiamen. Only 2 of which were permanent, but we can just go hire them. Yeah, when you berserk them, their turn is move and attack to closest unit. And they've got really high initiative. Oh, achievement unlocked Slayer to start with, and their berserk their initiative +3. And there was one fight I held their turn off, and everyone else had gone, and so they were going last instead of first. I berserked them. They went in and attacked. And then it was next turn, and so they're first. They attacked, and then got an extra turn, and then attacked again. And I didn't do anything. It just happened. So once I hit the button, they did 3 attacks without my input. Now we just took a power option. We have 2 power talents. I don't think we're about to level. No. So I'm wondering if because of that we're going to get any bonus to power. It was 31.
You've weakened the bindings of this horrid curse. I can hear them. The shards of my Rosalind's spirit are calling to me. And the Death Knights seem to be ignoring me now.
Are you going to rescue her now?
Alas, without Rosalind's help, not a single one of her creatures is able to leave the graveyard. Me included. But I know now where she is. I can hear her gentle voice raised in filthy curse words. And yet, I must remain here. Oh, what torture! If only she could hear my call. I'm certain that if she merely heard the words, "Julian calls," she would rush straight to me.
I guess we're going to go do that. And we did get a PowerPoint. It did not translate into a talent point. So we could have gone finesse to try and push some finesse points. But that's okay.
When I died, it was her love and the black arts that returned me from the grave. Rosalind couldn't exist without me, nor I without her. Perhaps Rosalind's guards also wish to retain their minds, and that is the source of the loathing that makes them hound me.
If I was going to do another playthrough, I'm not going to, but if I was, I'd just make it an anarchy finesse one. With anarchy units. Anarchy power. These were for the finesse ones, weren't they? So we have... Man, of all those books... we only need one.
My first dance with Julian. We were both still alive. I felt so warm when he held me in his arms. I remember.
I want that extra crit thing now. It's like 20 crit plus... I think it was 20 crit and +1 power morale. Oh, I think I have to go all the way outside for that. Makes sense. He said he couldn't leave the cemetery.
Here I died in flames. I enchanted my own spirit so that even after death we would be together. I remember.
All right, horse. That's going to be outside, so let's go this way. Think we can get down here? I wonder if we can get across to this island. It looks like we can, but why? Maybe something will send us down there.
How many times must I repeat myself? I have papers from Magistrate Germain.
Since when is the scribbling of some magistrate more important than an order from the king?
Since you started to mine precious stones instead.
A lot of just stuff in the world. Like, you know, you get games and they've got really good worlds, they look good and stuff, but they just kind of have that, like, an empty feeling to them. It's because they're missing all the things. Pile of rocks, bush, barrels, little crate there, and the stuff in the cart. Extra people just sort of sitting around that you can't interact with them, it doesn't matter. They're just like, just so much fine detail of, you know, things like that. There's a little jug there and some crates. Hey, Lonesome Wanderer. How you doing, man? It is going very well.
How many times must I repeat myself? I have papers from Magistrate Germain.
Since when is the scribbling of...
The Merchants Guild has official rights to those deposits. Our contract specifies rights to extraction and development. If it wasn't for that stubborn woman, I'm worried this will come to blows. Oh, I would be extremely grateful to you if you could prove to that mad woman that it could be profitable for her too.
Well, maybe. What say you?
Whatever are you arguing about, folks?
The merchants from the guild aren't happy that we're mining crystals for the Mage's Tower. They want to drive us out.
Don't listen to this mad woman. She's spewing nonsense with Ulagi's tongue. We are simply claiming our lawful rights to develop these deposits.
What did you dig up here? I still don't know what you're arguing about.
We mine sand here, but recently we uncovered extensive crystalline quartz deposits. These rocks are as good as the ones from Rigern. Our own crystal mine right here in Ruin. It's a gift of the Creator. The mages from the tower have already expressed interest in buying our rocks. Sequester even promised to send disciples. And then this lot showed up.
Why can't you listen to me, Sablé? Only the Floster Merchant Guild is licensed to supply raw materials for mana crystal production. We have exclusive rights. If the magistrate's courier hadn't been delayed, I'd have all the necessary papers right here.
Papers? The king granted us that land for sand mining. If we find crystals in the middle of our sandpit and want to sell them to the tower, that is our business and ours alone. Your courier must have gotten lost along the road. Do you know how many highwaymen there are along this route? He's as good as gone.
Well now, I'm not a lawyer, nor do I care. So, there'd be that. But apparently there's a fight for me. I'll come back and talk to you guys later.
The collective had already come to an agreement with the mages. And then these ones decided to show their ugly faces. I don't know what kind of contract they have, but I intend to sell these crystals myself.
Well, this is my world, so you'll do what I say. But I'll probably side with you. Unless the game says I shouldn't. Because dude was being a bit of a dude. Not in a good way. Oh, poor horse just stuck. Last few days before school starts, eh? Seems... Wait, my horse just fly off the planet? Horse!
So, Uwe. And who is this chance passerby? Are you perhaps searching for my inheritance? For I am Uwe Fortin.
The same Uwe Fortin that Heinrich spoke of? The brother for whom Heinrich spared no expense nor effort?
What of it? Can't a bastard lost and found again help a true-born brother? The bastard, if I'm being unclear, is Heinrich. In his declining years, father got involved with a much younger woman. Not long after, she bore him a son, and he sent her away to Artisania for safekeeping.
Why are you telling me this?
To help you realize that the Fortin legacy is rightfully mine. Except I can't travel to Floster to demand my birthright. I can prove it, you know, with the tablet. In the dotage of extreme old age, father left everything to Heinrich. Whilst I, the eldest son, was kicked out of the house and almost struck from his will, too. And now my creditors are nipping at my heels. Nip, nip, nip. They'll catch up with me soon. If not today, then tomorrow. And that'll be my end. So I hope you don't object, but I'm taking that scroll.
No, you're not, dude. I value the, not really sanctity, but I you know, one thing that I really can't stand is when entitled children want to fight the will. Like, it's their parents' money. They get to do what they want. Your inheritance is what you inherit, not what you say you're going to steal from your dead parents. Plus, you didn't even ask me. Oh, you're a teacher, not the student. Oh man, you need to enjoy it more than the kids then. You're gonna be locked in there with them. They're okay? Well, if they're okay. They're not considered giants, are they? Well, they are considered giants. Oh, berserkers like giants. How much movement do you guys have? 4. I'd need to dispose of them somehow first, though. They're going to do a little bit of damage. They're going to do a decent chunk of damage as well. Some bears out the front. Now that's a drop off there. So unless they come up the middle, but that's sort of single file. No, they can come up that way. Okay, so we got the militiamen there. They're going to do a lot. Oh, they're probably going to destroy them. They might even one-shot those guys. Oh, it's elementary school? Alright. Oh, taunt. I wonder if the berserkers will still berserk. I don't want to cast anything else. Nope. No, if they can't reach the taunt, they're just not attacking. Can't help you though, come in there. Flippin' knights, man. They'll be out in the open if they go there. Might not matter. That might be better. Hey, Mr. Set, thanks for the raid. Welcome in, everyone. Playing some King's Bounty 2. You make terrible jokes? I love terrible jokes. Taunt has been stolen. Now, how do I... Oh man, because I didn't go first with those guys, I think they would have had a clear shot too if I'd put them there on those guys. But because they no longer have taunt, we have to attack those knights. That's the issue. That's not good. Might be able to, if I haste them, get a shot off. Yeah, I think these guys needed to go first. Boop. It's worth putting a haste on then. You played the original and married a frog. Interesting. What is... We really got no line of sight to them? I just used a haste to do nothing? Or maybe... That can't be right that we can't get line of sight to those... Oh, because it gets blocked. Oh, that's terrible. I have no shot. And I used a haste spell. That's... crap. What I could do... This might hurt though. they going to get 2 counters? No, they only get 1 counter. So we suffer a counter, but then we take the taunt off there. And then my flamethrowers can attack anyone. Which might be worth... from there. It's great because then the berserkers will now go up against those guys who are considered giant. And then we'll do a ton of extra damage to them. And they'll move on their own free will because they're berserked. Alright, Miss Seth, thanks for dropping by, dude. Have a good one. What were you playing today, dude? Sorry, I didn't ask. Oh, control? Nice. That's somewhere in my list of wants to play. Later, dude. My poor bear. Don't die, little bear. Must save bear. Yeah, so we won't be letting bear have a turn. Bear is almost dead. That's not looking very good. We should be okay, though. As long as he doesn't attack anything yet. Alright, let's... hold off his turn, because they've all had their turn. Right, that's really good. That's very good. So they can stay there. Oh. That's going to be a little bit of an issue. What can we do to fix that? I might just need to leave that for now. I don't think I can get sight on those mages anyway. And I definitely don't want to run past those guys because they'll get hurt good. Make them fire vulnerable. Are they fire vulnerable already? No, I think that's the play though. Oh, Deadeye on someone could have been good. We're not going to be running them up. Now, I think my bear needs to hide. I really don't want to. I mean, we just have to fast travel to buy him. Yeah, I can't move my melee spot back because then they wouldn't be able to attack because they're melee. And if I move them back after their turn, they'll get the person they're standing in front of will have a free shot at them. Bear's probably going to die anyway. We get him to soak a turn. I don't care about soaking a turn, I just don't want to travel. Because I don't want to travel, it seems the perfect reason to hide him. If I can. I think I can. Hide there, Mr. Bear. These knights are also doing a number there. I definitely want to get that kill though, otherwise they attack with an extra one next turn. Now they should just slaughter them, right? Get them. Yep. So we don't have to worry about a range attack on the bear. Worry about the spell cast on the bear though. This guy's brutal. Was that a control zone attack? Uh-oh, don't go there. Could have been worse. I think that's just going to be a win. Good. And we should be able to heal everyone up then? Be expensive. Two 6 to heal, and we did get to heal everyone. It looked like my bear died. I thought my... Oh, something must have got him there. Maybe I needed to use a heal on him. He was off screen when the spell went off, so maybe the spell got him. That's a shame. We'll have to travel to go replace them. I thought the repairs were a bit cheap to replace 4 bears. Because we didn't replace 4 bears.
Please. Understand, I couldn't bear to see my father's inheritance fall into the hands of an Artisanian spy.
Heinrich, huh?
Of course. Why do you think he was so mad to get his grubby hands on my father's money? To give it to Damien, no doubt. He's supporting the Artisanians.
What makes you think so?
I'm a Fortin, and Nostria is all I care about. Especially when what's best for Nostria happens to jive nicely with what's best for me. Well, what harm if the Artisanians are denied the Fortin wealth and I pay off my creditors at the same time? If I don't get that inheritance, when we next meet, I'll be floating belly up in ruined lake.
It's Geralt.
Problematic.
Bring old Fortin's hoard to me and I'll find a way to repay you. A Fortin always pays his debts. As soon as he's able.
Okay. So, as much as we want to honor Father's will, we don't want to honor Father's will to an Artisanian spy. So if there's proof in it... Looking for loot. Looking for loot. Where is the loot? Severe lack of looting going on. Need some more gold. Oh, there's a gold crate. Take that shovel. Ooh, it's getting very close to tea time.
was murdered. He's dead. But I can see his spirit. Is death the end? No. I will bring him back. I remember.
I'll go see Julian before I do that, I think. I need to go get my bears. Where's the bears? Fast travel to Rickville. How much is 5 bears going to cost? I'm kind of watching the gold because I want to buy that that 35k artifact. So I need to have better fights than the one we just had. Definitely a tougher fight though. Those double taunts. Oh, there was that one turn. Oh, that ended up being in our favour that I screwed up that turn. Accidentally misplayed into a better opportunity. But yeah, I think getting the extra 10% chance for bonus turn is going to be too strong. Especially when you use the when you get double turns from the flamethrowers you know, they're already fire. What's it called? Damaged? No. Fire. Susceptible? What's the word the game uses? Oh, the game calls it something for being able to be fire damaged more. I'd like to buy some bears, please. 6k. Can we haggle? Oh, we can haggle. I'd have to put my merchant gear on. Never like RNG stuff, you're a terrible roller. I don't know how it goes. Assuming it's pseudo RNG, the 10% is great action economy. Whether it's pseudo RNG or it's actual RNG, it's actually the same. Seeded RNG numbers for something as simple as a 10% roll produce the same results as true RNG. Pseudo, it will happen once in 10? No, it won't. That's not what pseudo means. Pseudo just means it comes from a predetermined list of numbers. So you could still go 20 in a row without getting it. Just depends where along that list you are of numbers. It's the same in MOBAs as well. It's just, I think what it is just there's enough gaming terminology that gets passed around these days that, and misinformation about it, that people get accustomed to thinking things are not what they are. I can't be bothered swapping item sets out to try and save a little bit of money, and I think I need a full set anyway. So some games will put a pity timer in so that you're guaranteed a certain outcome within a certain time frame, or they'll do something similar by increasing the chances of something happen every time it doesn't happen, but that's not pseudo RNG. In Dota, you're guaranteed to crit 1 in 10 if you have a 10% chance. It'll literally force it on the 10th attack if you don't crit. Yeah, that's just just a mechanic to sort of prevent player rage from having a string of non-crits. Don't worry, you're like, you know, outside of most software engineering trades, I think, let's pick a random number. 87% of people use programming terminology incorrectly. I think, 67% of people know that. That's what Dotlad's called it? Yeah. One of the Doctor Who, modern-ish Doctor Who series has a section where he goes into I think it's in a church, and he gets everyone to start yelling out random numbers, and they start yelling out the same random numbers in unison. That's pseudo RNG. If anyone's seen that episode. Because they were inside a computer program. I think it was Capaldi, yeah. Was it a Tenant one? No, I don't think it was Tenant. Where am I going? I'm going back to that guy now. There's Bill and Nardal. I don't remember it. The offsiders in most of the episodes that I can recall, because I wasn't actually watching them. My kids were watching them within sort of earshot and occasional viewing glimpse. And it was kind of good enough because as much as I liked the series, I definitely did as a kid, but I think that was more because it was television and I was a kid. For the modern ones, I couldn't actually... And I'm like this with most TV, so it's not just a Doctor Who thing, but I can't just find the time to sit down and watch and dedicate. So it's usually, you know, background stuff that I kind of passively absorb. And I just couldn't connect with them all that well. And I don't know whether that's because I was only passively absorbing, but I don't know. It's obviously, it's I don't know, the nice way of putting it, it's kind of crapulence, but in a fun way. And I think Doctor Who always has been. It never takes itself serious, which is good. I think if it ever did, it would truly be bad. So it's got that fun sort of flavor to it. Yeah, silly fun, heartfelt messages, stuff like that. And I think that's great. I think it suits it very well. I just can't, you know, I like it for a bit of a laugh, but I couldn't just sit down and dedicate time to it. So I remember bits and pieces of some episodes, but not much of any of it.
Oh, my darling Julian. I'd lost all hope of seeing you again. I'm trying not to cry, but...
If only I could return to life and collect all your tears in a tiny bottle and wear it around my neck.
I'm glad you're together again. Have your Death Knights found their happy place too?
I intend to punish those who dared harm my Julian. And the foulest punishment I can think of is to expel them from my retinue. Take them!
Mimic the Gravekeeper shall always be at your service. As are we, Braveheart.
I seem to remember a certain Aeronox fella playing a part in this love story. What if he comes back?
Let him come. I've prepared a gift from the afterlife for him. A gift which no curse of the living can match.
His blight may be dire, but my Rosalind's fury is still worse.
Glad I could help you, dude. We got Reynolds' helmet. And Recruiter Nimbic has Death Knights. We have a battle there, stopping us from getting down here. I can't remember what this quest was for. We can't see it either. Solve Old Fortin's riddle. Yeah, righto. Horse. There you are. A bit of trouble getting through the gates, did you? I'm picking up my brain because it's bugging me what it's called when you, I don't know if there's probably a proper terminology or a used terminology for when you do things to random results to modify them for any particular reason. But you can do that because you're doing that to the result. You could do that to true random and pseudo random. Why didn't I just put the horse in my pocket? He's an idiot, man. It's like he puts down all of his backpack contents just to get a bigger bag. Oh, why can't I get down there? It looks like there's stuff down there. Wait, can we get down there? Oh, we can. Is there any loot down here? I mean, that's what's really important. Yep, I think that's, well, I haven't played Heroes of Might and Magic, but people have said the combat is pretty much the same. But in that respect, I haven't played the original King's Bounty series, which I was also told the combat's almost the same. So it's probably better to say it's across, it looks somewhere between Dragon Age and King's Bounty. Maybe. I don't know. But yeah, it's definitely got that sort of, the exploration has the stock standard third person what level? Somewhat, let's go with somewhat realistic environment. It does look nice. I've got the original series. I picked it up for on a Steam sale at some point. I just never got around to playing it. The original, the exploration's done in isometric. The dusk of Fortin Dynasty is nigh. The northern tower's protective enchantments were damaged by the spreading roots of the great Mursalane tree. Devastating magical forces were unleashed from the arcane folios in our library. Castle Fortin has been destroyed and is now uninhabitable. 300 years after crowning of King Maximus, I, Ingvar's last living descendant, leave my family's demesne behind. Demesne? Like Darksiders or Pillars of Eternity? Well, there's Pillars 2, right? Pillars 3 when? Darksiders has 4 now, doesn't it? Year 130 from Ordainment of Maximus is notable for Nostria's alliance with elves. In honour of the occasion, a Mercilane sapling has been planted in the main courtyard. The 4th isn't even in the same genre? Well, neither are the first 3, are they? Again, I've got all of them, but I haven't played any of them. But everyone's told me that they're all different. The last stone laid in the library's foundation will be the first foundation of Fortin's dynasty magic power. By year 90 of age prosperity, the Fortins will be known not only for Ingvar's prowess, but for their wisdom. Maybe we have to push the stones in order of the years. They're all different in graphics, but all kind of hacky-slashy action. Okay. In the year 200, the Age of Prosperity, Castle Fortin was declared official residence of Counts Floster. Chamber in the Northern Tower have been reinforced with protective spells. Let the unwelcome visitor beware. So that would be the third button then. We got like 90, 100, something, 200, 300. With RPG elements splashed in, and that ties them together. Okay, it makes sense. Here, where the great river becomes a lake by the decree of Maximus the Great, this land is granted to Ingvar Fortin, native of distant northern regions, for his unparalleled bravery during the battle against necromancers of Rigan Dukes. Fortin shall take possession of the Demesne in year 20, Age of Prosperity. Alright, that's the earliest one then. Let's go with you first.
It's clear. But what next?
Well, next is the one on year 90. It's funny, you could almost say, I mean, Dragon Age, I think, is more of an evolution. But the difference from 1 to 3 is, you know, without 2 in the middle to sort of bridge the gap, you know, 1 and 3 play very differently. And not just some of the mechanics, like the table and some other things, but just basic outside combat. You know, going from CRPG to very action. I like Dragon Age 2. I really enjoyed it. First try. Yes, it was very limited. 100% agree with that. The open world feeling didn't quite do it, but to be honest, I don't think a lot of open world feelings ever really do it. You get this sort of... Even Inquisition's open world was kind of... It didn't feel open, like... It just feels like you get to choose some of the things you do in what order, but ultimately you're taking everything together towards that next goal. You know, you might stay a little bit longer somewhere, but you come back to it and do it again. And it doesn't, you know... They're just like, you know, it's like having 3 big pots to put water in. And you've got a hose, and you can you can go on to the next job once you've filled all 3. You know, you can sit there and fill one of them, you know, or you can go back and forth between them all, or you can put your finger over the end of the hose and maybe spray it in all 3 at the same time. But at some point, you're going to fill them all and move on to the next job. That's not open world. It just sort of gives this sort of, I don't know.
Wrong.
Oh, this is a puzzle as well. Okay. Well, massive, but that's good though, right? So for a lot of people, and I like it more like that. I also don't have any problem really with a straight up linear story. You know, I've had people say straight up they won't ever play a linear story again. I'm like, okay, well, choose to play your own games, but you're going to miss out because sometimes linear stories, you know, the benefit is they have handcrafted so they can pace you through. A lot of times we ruin stories because we do too much side stuff and ruin the pacing. Deserter or hero, a shepherd story. I'm thinking, is it alphabetical or below the Mage's Tower? Crown of Kings. The Albion Highlands, a history of conquest. Right, let's go. Let's try alphabetical, but I think below. Whereas, like, I'm playing Horizon Zero Dawn at the moment, and it's got a main quest line, but it's definitely open world. You know, just the way it branches out, and there's different things that you don't have to do, but will benefit you or not. Yeah, 2 definitely does feel like here's the things, go do the stuff. Inquisition just has so many things, right? I think that's why it doesn't feel like that. 2 has been like trimmed, you know, not that they've cut stuff off, but it feels like something that's been trimmed down to just leaving you with the very best of stuff to play. It was alphabetical, by the way, on that puzzle. We just heard something open, but I don't know what.
Visk Harun Kamani.
I didn't even read the scroll. Maybe there was something on the scroll I should have been reading. Oh, this was the door that would have opened. Hey, first name, surname. Well, that's the thing. Like, I like doing all the side stuff, and I'm aware that I will do the side stuff, and then feel like the story is taking forever. So if anything, and I've said this before, I could be playing a game that does actually have a really poorly paced story, and it will get to pull one over on me because I'll play all the side stuff, do the quests, do the errands, whatever they want to call them, missions and stuff that's not main quest, and then do the main quest when it's like the only feasible thing left to do. And then I'll sit there going, man, the story's taken forever, and go, no, it's okay, I've been doing a lot of side stuff, maybe I artificially slowed it down. Yeah, I'm the same. I like getting that connection with players and other things. Oh, give the casket to Uwe is anarchy. Well, we're not taking any of this anarchy rubbish, even if we're full on order points. Sorry, Uwu. A casket for you, Uwu. But I think for me, I played, I felt the tactics, despite they missed out on some things that they took out of the tactics from Origins in 2. And I don't understand why some of them got taken out if they already existed, because they were good things you wanted. But I felt the tactics overall was actually better in how you can control your units and get them to do the things you want them to do. To fight in 2. Like you could play, I just felt like you could plan stuff better. And in Inquisition, I feel like I can't do that at all. For me, Inquisition, I don't get me wrong, I love Inquisition. I don't know how far through my playthrough I am at the moment. Because it's my first playthrough. But it definitely feels like I don't try to tell the others to do anything. I just play my character's part, and my companions do what they want to do. And as much as I think my actual control, and so I'm playing it. Someone said to me, because I was really upset with it when I started playing with it, because I spent the first stream I was doing of it trying to play it like a tactical game. And they weren't listening, and it was terrible, and it was clunky, and I'm just like, oh my god, I was so excited for this. Like, I'd played 1 and 2, I was all ramped up for it, and it was just crap. And someone said straight up, they said you cannot play it like a tactical game. You need to pretend it's like you're a single player hero, and the other people will just be there, and just play it like you're playing, like pick and not the same sort of pace as a Souls game, but like that sort of thing where you're just one dude. And there'll be some other people there that occasionally will do something. And just enjoy it for the story. So I did, and I think it's a great game. But coming from Origins and 2, I thought it's got the RPG stuff, but it's I mean, the Origins was already RPG light. Inquisition's RPG even lighter in terms of character building and stats and stuff. But it's got all the story choices in the war table and things, so it's still an amazing game. Just different expectation.
Your father was quite the crafty fellow. Your inheritance.
I could sense your noble spirit right away. I didn't doubt for a second that you would bring me my treasure. Wow, look at all these stones. There's enough to pay my debts to Yui and much more. I only wish I could have thanked my generous father.
Ah, yes, Uwe. You should never have trusted him. He tried to rob me and take the inheritance for himself. But don't worry, I handled it.
Huh. I suspected he was less than completely honest, but I never imagined he was planning something like that. I don't understand how this could happen.
Yeah, none of them do, man.
He was raised with every privilege of the nobility. Nonetheless, I intend to find him and take him to Artisania.
Troll's hump. Why would you do that?
I'm sure that once he's removed from the temptations of his homeland, he'll remember all the good that our father taught him. He'll become a good man in Artisania.
Very well. Take care.
Thank you. I would like to give you a farewell gift of sorts. A handful of these glittering gemstones.
Gimme. Alright, did we level? No, how close are we? Oh, pretty close. Alright.